We have probably some Sounder fans in Spain. There's, we're a big brand. I remember the Xbox was a big deal. We used to go to different places and see Xbox jerseys. We had big players. We had Casey Keller, who is familiar with Spanish soccer, Obafemi Martins, Clint, other players, Freddie Ljungberg that played in Europe. So I'm hoping that the Spanish soccer community knows a little bit about us. We actually went to preseason the last 3 years there in Spain, in Marbella. Beautiful, beautiful part of the world. So, along the way, there were some people that would watch our games. Our city is a beautiful city. Our soccer team has a long history since 1974, perhaps not as long as some of the Spanish clubs, I understand that. But for us in this country, we are one of the longest professional teams in existence. I would say that our team, we like to play possession soccer. I think we have some quality players now in this squad. I would say that maybe our calling card is, we have grit and determination. I don't think we ever quit. I think that's the Pacific Northwest. There's a very good book, The Boys in the Boat. The book's very good, maybe not such the movie, but the book is very good. It talks about a young man who's growing up under circumstances out of his control, and he has to survive. And we are hardy people here in the Northwest. And some of that, certainly comes through me, being born and raised here, but we have a lot of players from this area, a good culture of human beings, soccer players that understand that, the connection or the club is the connection between the players and the fans. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you. Here.
Brian, you talked about the normal process looking at Atletico Madrid. I'm wondering, in that, what did you kind of pick out about how they play, and maybe how, specifically, not to go into tactics or anything, but how you can play against them? And then maybe also, to what you were just talking about, how much you can lean on the grit to maybe kind of play against them a little bit differently?
Well, we're going to need to, because they are a fast, athletic, intense. Diego Simeone is a legend. I mean, he's one of the biggest coaches in the world. He's been at that club for, 14 years, 15 years. He's done a great job. He obviously has a lot of experience as a player and as a coach. It is my honor to, even compete against him. But we have to compete because this is a tournament. Same with the players. I want the players to be, okay, they have all these talented players, but at the same time, we have to compete because this is a real tournament. So getting them to understand that, their players put their pants on one leg at a time, understanding that their players are used to playing at, a faster level, and we have to catch up. Getting our players to understand that they've had a long season and we're in the middle of ours, and can we gain any advantage there? And, just bringing the enthusiasm of what they showed the other night, and let's see how the game goes.
Here's another question in the front.
Thank you, Coach. Nico Moreno, Pulso Sports and Senator Hart. Wanted to get just a little quick health update on the team. We saw Obed kind of to the side a little bit, but he was back. Kim Kihi, how fit is Jordan Morris going into this game?
So Obed is fine. He's actually looking forward to this game very much because Atletico is his team. It's a team that he grew up watching. I don't think, he could have broken his arm and he would have still played, or, had something wrong with him and he would have figured out a way how to make sure he played in this game. Kim Ki-hee came off at halftime as a precautionary measure because of his calf. I would say he's questionable, and Jordan Morris is going to be on the bench and available, but there's some, certain circumstances when I would play him, not to risk a re-injury, but he is very, very close to full fitness. He's not full fitness yet, but let's just see how the game goes in case I need him.
Coach Ethan McReynolds with Fox 13. It seems like there's some similarities between how Atletico and Botafogo play, like to sit back and hit you on the counter. Do you see some of those similarities? And tactically, can you take anything from playing against Botafogo and apply that against Atletico?
Well, they play with a couple of good forwards. They do like to cross the ball, but the styles are different. I think the style of Atletico, the way they run and they counter with such speed, and it's impressive to see. We watched them. We were in Spain this year, and we watched them play live in their stadium, and it's impressive. So we'll be under it for parts of the game, but there again, I thought we had some good possession against Botafogo, and we kind of emphasized that. We're going to have to, get past their pressure because they're very good at pressing in the right moments. So, we'll have to make sure the players are clean, don't give balls away, because that's going to lead for some transition moments for them.
Afternoon, Coach. Maiwa, The Zone. We saw in the first game, Botafogo was a very physical game, and the dark arts were at play. Atletico Madrid are a team that operate in a similar fashion. How do you prepare your squad for those sort of encounters that may be different from what they typically face week to week?
Well, we certainly did show the baiting of, Nuhud into that yellow card. We certainly showed that and addressed that. As a coach, sometimes you just identify certain moments where they need to keep their composure. You certainly instill in them that they have to protect their teammates. When you're tied up against the touchline and, you're in a bad situation, do you kick the ball off the guy's shin so you get a throw in? Do you make sure that if you get fouled and you want to take some tempo out of the game, some sting out of the game, that you stay down just a couple seconds longer? I mean, we've addressed all those things, but it's just not really in the American MLS culture as much as the rest of the world. It's something that's there, and you use it to your advantage. And the flip side of that is you just need to make sure that you don't make any critical mistakes like Nuhu did the other night.
You mentioned Nuhu there, and what have been the conversations with him, and what would you, this is obviously 2 games in a row where he's gotten a regrettable error that's put the team in a bad situation.
I'll keep those conversations private, Jeremiah, but Nuhu knows that, he let the team down. He's a good kid. And look, this is a team sport. Yes, he made a mistake, but we had plenty of chances to help Nuhu out by scoring that second goal or a third. And so it's all balanced in there. But of course, he had to hear from me, it's my job as a coach, that, he can't do that. And that message was sent.
Brian, wondering after watching the tape what you thought from Pedro de la Vega after he came on the field, and overall the wing battle between him, Paul, Ryan, Jesus as well. How's that wing battle coming, figuring out who you get to go?
Wing battle or the depth of the squad?
Exactly.
Pedro came on and provided energy. It's what the game, needed. I'm blessed to have, talented players in wide positions. You can mention, Alex and Kalani and Reed and, other guys, because the guys on the outside, they're the ones that, have to get up and down the field in a hurry. So having a larger group to choose from for different matches is beneficial to me as a coach.
We'll have one here.
Coach, I wanted to get your take on how much of the mental aspect are you guys kind of focusing on? I mean, from playing a team that is somewhat out of the weight class with so many stars, and then situationally of how that game can go. How much of that mental component are you kind of adding this week to this upcoming game?
I'm in a much easier position because we are the underdogs, and that's always easier to get your team motivated when you are the underdog. So I don't have to, there's times when, an MLS team and us and, I'm the underdog, or no, I'm the underdog. We're true underdogs. We get that. We understand the position we're in. That does not mean we're not going to compete, because for us to have any sort of chance, we have to outwork already what is one of the hardest working teams in the world. And so there's the challenge.
One final question there.
Yeah, I guess sort of following up on that, the other side of the coin is truly believing that you can actually pull off the result. Has that been a hard thing to
No.
convince anyone of, or is the belief strong in the team?
The belief is very strong because of the performance, Jeremiah. Because what I asked them to do prior to Botafogo was play up to their level. And I believe this team has a high level, and they went out and proved it. And then the effort that they put into the game. So the level of soccer is here, and I thought we played well. Some of the possession sequences, some of our movements, playing out from the back, all of the things that we work on were here. But then the emotional side of things and the effort that they put into the game was what made that game so exciting and gave Botafogo a real scare. And so we're going to try and do the same here. We believe that if we can play up to our potential, give that little bit more, why not?